Prime Minister Modi is in the United States of America and is set to meet US President Donald Trump in a short while. Now, there are crucial topics this time on our agenda. There's tariff, there's immigration, legal and illegal. There's defense cooperation, all of this will be on agenda. But in the backdrop of the deportations, possibly immigration is going to be high on priority. This is going to be a 36-hour stay in the USA. Prime Minister Modi is scheduled to hold bilateral meetings as well with President Trump. Delegation-level formats have also been decided. Prime Minister Modi is likely to meet Elon Musk as well, interestingly. Musk is likely to hold a meeting with PM Modi because there are talks on Starlink's plan to start a satellite broadband service in India.
I do believe it will come before the Prime Minister's visit tomorrow, and I will let the President discuss the details on the reciprocal tariff front. But this is something he believes strongly in, and it's very simple logic as to why the President wants to impose reciprocal tariffs. It's the golden rule, which we all learned when we were growing up in school. Treat others the way you want to be treated, and far too many nations around this world have been ripping off the United States of America for far too long, and that's why the President believes this will be a great policy that will benefit American workers and improve our national security.
It's wonderful that the Prime Minister is going to be back in the United States, arriving today. It was so good to see the Prime Minister back in 2023 when he was here for his arrival visit, and to sing the Indian National Anthem for the Prime Minister and my beloved Indian American community. It was a great joy to have him. So it's exciting that he's coming back to the States here today, and I know I'm going to visit with the President tomorrow. And, you know, it's beautiful to see this time in the world, the recent election of the Prime Minister, certainly reelected overwhelmingly, and then to have President Trump back in office, winning by a landslide. So these two great leaders meeting again here in these first 100 days of President Trump's new administration. It's exciting. I'm looking forward to seeing the Prime Minister.
Now, look, it's a fairly significant matter that our Prime Minister is amongst the first world leaders to receive an appointment from President Trump. That's a good sign. I think he's, if I'm not mistaken, the fourth head of government to arrive in Washington. The Trump administration is not even 1 month old. So this is a very significant thing. What they're discussing, we don't know. We're all waiting for a readout.
Even before meeting Trump, there was a grand welcome Prime Minister Modi received from the Indian diaspora as he arrived in the USA. Remember, it's still harsh winter conditions, but members of the Indian community had gathered even since the morning outside Blair House, where Prime Minister Modi is residing, expressing their excitement, as we've often seen with the diaspora and other nations. Prime Minister Modi, in fact, already has met US intelligence chief now Tulsi Gabbard. PM Modi said in a social media statement to discuss various aspects of the India-USA relationship, but tariff, mass deportation, all of this will be high on agenda this time.
Prime Minister Narendra Modi landed in Washington, D.C. He's a guest of President Donald Trump and therefore is staying at the Blair House, which is where Prime Minister Modi was received by members of the Indian community who were here. They spoke to us. There were some of them who said that they have expectations from Prime Minister Modi when it comes to taking India-US ties forward. Some from the Hindu community said that he should also address persecution of Hindus in Bangladesh, something that President Donald Trump has also been reiterating. But more importantly, the biggest meeting that took place tonight between Prime Minister Modi and the top government official of the United States of America. It was Director of National Intelligence, just confirmed, Tulsi Gabbard, who met with Prime Minister Modi. And that's significant coming at a time when there are major allegations against officials of the Indian agency. How that's going to really pan out is going to be important. But at this point in time, at this juncture, it seems like there is positive momentum when it comes to certain decisions that have been taken, whether it is Foreign Corrupt Practices Act being paused, which could be a breather for Gautam Adani, or Tulsi Gabbard now coming and meeting Prime Minister Modi at a time when the Indian agencies have been battling allegations against them and their officials by US authorities. And more importantly, what's going to become of Indo-US ties under Donald Trump and the Indian Premier, Prime Minister Narendra Modi. In Washington, D.C., Geeta Mohan for India Today.
I think the one very important topic they're going to talk about are the tariffs. and I just hope good things come out of the meeting.
We are happy to welcome our beloved Indian Prime Minister, Mr. Narendra Modi ji, and we are very happy to hear, even though the weather is not good, but still the snow is showering, and even the weather is also welcoming Prime Minister ji.
आज इंडियन diaspora इतना एक्साइटेड है पूछना ही मत. So सब लोग हमको अकाउंट नहीं कर सक रहे, बट टुमारो कल सब बहुत लोग आने वाले हैं, कल्चरल प्रोग्राम्स है, सब कुछ है. So we are all Indians are both excited to see him. Thank you so much.
So like Modi ji always says, this is the era of AI. AI not just stands for artificial intelligence, but it also stands for the America and India. It's a partnership between America and India. So to begin this new era of AI, so Modi is going to be here and we all are excited to receive him.
I'm standing on Pennsylvania Avenue. Behind me on this side, you could see that's the building, OPM building, and besides that is the White House, and right across from the White House is the Blair House, where Prime Minister Narendra Modi is going to stay for his visit, his record 9th meeting with Trump. He's going to be staying at the Blair House. We're standing on the White House campus right now. Behind me, you can see these people coming on. These are White House staffers. And if I want to take you closer to where we are standing right at Pennsylvania Avenue. And if you could probably see, this is where, the presidential vehicles actually get in from to get into the White House. And behind that, if you see, there's a lot of barricades that have been put up, and the reason being, you see those big barricades, this is where we usually do our lives from, but this is all barricaded because Prime Minister Narendra Modi is going to be staying not at a hotel this time. He's going to be staying at the Blair House, which you can see right behind me. It's been cordoned off. There is high security presence. There is Secret Service protecting this, and if you could see, this is the Blair House, the famous Blair House, where a lot of foreign leaders who are considered to be close to the president and to the United States usually end up staying. So he's standing out. He's going to be living in this house for a day and a half throughout his trip in Washington, D.C. So just there, we're bringing you exclusive footage of where Prime Minister Narendra Modi is going to be put up while he is in Washington, D.C. meeting for the record 9th time with President Trump. This is Rohit Sharma for India Today.
Meanwhile, Trump, remember, has been one after another taking a lot of decisions, especially when it comes to the war clouds. And for example, in Ukraine and Russia, US President Trump held conversations separately with both the Russian President Vladimir Putin and Ukrainian President Volodymyr Zelensky over the ongoing war. According to the Kremlin, the conversation lasted more than 1 hour. Both leaders have agreed that they want to work together. And this is big. Remember, the USA and Russia are coming to work together, even with regard to the war. Trump has said that a highly productive, lengthy conversation took place with Putin and that he intends to be a part of the peace process.
No, we had a great call, and it lasted for a long time, over an hour this morning. I also had with President Zelensky a very good call after that. And I think we're on the way to getting peace. I think President Putin wants peace, and President Zelensky wants peace, and I want peace. I just want to see people stop getting killed. But we had a very good talk with people didn't really know what President Putin's thoughts were, but I think I can say with great confidence he wants to see it ended also. That's good.
To President Putin of Russia. They spoke at length, and the president released a statement following that conversation in great detail. I can also confirm that the president just recently got off the phone with President Zelensky of Ukraine. His truth is as follows. I just spoke to President Zelensky of Ukraine. The conversation went very well. He, like President Putin, wants to make peace. We discussed a variety of topics having to do with the war, but mostly the meeting that is being set up on Friday in Munich, where Vice President J.D. Vance and Secretary of State Marco Rubio will lead the delegation. I am hopeful that the results of that meeting will be positive. It is time to stop this ridiculous war where there has been massive and totally unnecessary death and destruction. God bless the people of Russia and Ukraine. I myself just spoke to the president about these calls, and he told me to tell all of you they were very good calls, they were very positive, and the administration is wholeheartedly committed to a peace deal to end once and for all the Russia-Ukraine war.